welcome back to another episode of Park Review. In this episode, I'm going to be going over Grand Teton National Park. So when I went to Grand Teton, I only had the chance to go once, but I would definitely like to go again. I pretty much first stopped at the visitor center, and pretty much first stop, but we went to the Mormon Row, Molten Barn, one of the most popular spots in the park. Glacier View Turnout is another one that we went to. We went to a lot of turnouts since we didn't have much time to spend in the park. We also went to the Teton Point Turnout as well. The Oxbow Bend Turnout, the Jackson Lake Dam, String Lake, and the Jenny Lake Overlook. Those were pretty much all the only things that we did at the park, because we were running short on time because we had to be somewhere else. But yeah, and okay, what to expect when visiting the park? This one's it's a very accessible park. It's off of, I think, like 3 different U.S. routes. So there's that. Very accessible. They have 3 visitor centers. And yeah, it's a crowded park since it is just south of Yellowstone, within about 5 miles of Yellowstone. Grand Teton National Park is right there. It's very popular of a park. A lot of people go there, especially during the summertime. Another thing that you should know is bears. They talk about bear safety all the time at Grand Teton. There are grizzly bears, black bears. There are multiple different types of bears in Grand Teton National Park, and just be aware, just pretty much warn you, just be cautious and carry bear spray with you if you're ever going hiking, in the backcountry at least, and just know what to do when you see a bear. They have plenty of information on that at the park or on their website, which I will link in the description below. But yeah, so the Junior Ranger program at Grand Teton National Park is a really good one. I really enjoyed doing it, even though I didn't have much time to complete it. It was super fun, and yeah, it taught me a lot about the park. And here's the badge. One of my favorite designs of badges at all for any national park, and sorry, that's clumsy me, but there it is. There's the badge in all its mightiness. So it's a very fun program. If you have kids, do it. It is super fun and all that. Things I would suggest doing at the park. There is so much to do at Grand Teton National Park. It is a hiker's paradise. Not as much as a hiker's paradise as Glacier National Park, but things I would suggest doing there is Mormon Row. That's a very popular spot at the park. Depending on what time of year you can go or what time of day, it is very crowded. Most of the roadside turnouts are very good, such as the Oxbow Bend turnout, which is my favorite out of all the turnouts, which I got to see a lot of the turnouts, and the Oxbow Bend was my favorite. It was super beautiful, and all the trees and all. I can't describe it. It's so different than what I had seen previously in national parks, because before this I've been to the 3 Red Rock parks of Utah, 3 of the Red Rock parks of Utah, so this is a bit different. It blew me away, and yeah, a lot of my family agrees with Oxbow Bend being one of their favorites. Jackson Lake is another good one. If you have boats, you can take your boat out on it. They have a lot of hiking trails around it, and it's a nice area to recreate, especially if you're heading up to Yellowstone through Grand Teton. Stop at Jackson Lake. It is such a good spot. You won't regret it. I can also suggest the Jackson Lake Dam if you're interested. You have to go down to Jenny Lake Scenic Drive a little bit, but it's still worth it. It's very beautiful, and you're right on the Snake River. Signal Mountain, you can drive up there or you can hike it. I have not been up there, but I want to. And I've heard many good things from it and all that. Hiking backcountry is where a lot of the trails are, obviously, so you want to go and definitely go backcountry hiking. Make sure you bring your bear spray and know what to do if you ever see a bear, because bears are found in the park. They're like Death Canyon's a good example. There's Inspiration Point. There's so many good trails. I didn't get to hike because there are 2 different chapels found within the park. They're both in the historical districts. The chapels are the Chapel of Transfiguration and the Chapel of the Sacred Heart. They're at totally different ends of the park. I think the Chapel of Transfiguration is towards the Craig Thomas Discovery Center, and the Sacred Heart is a bit further north towards the junction, the Moran Junction. And the last thing I would suggest doing is also, if you're doing Grand Teton and Yellowstone together, you're gonna go through this Memorial Parkway no matter what, but the John D. Rockefeller Jr. Memorial Parkway is something I would suggest. It's a National Park Service site, and they have their own visitor center. You can get your passport stamp if you want to there, because they offer one. It's just a short, I think about 5-mile scenic parkway that connects Grand Teton and Yellowstone, and it is named after John D. Rockefeller, who is one who helped make a lot of national parks happen, such as Grand Teton National Park, Acadia, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and there's so many more that he helped make, because if it weren't for him, Grand Teton National Park would only be the mountains, and the valley would be a developed city, which that's kind of scary thinking about nowadays. Like, you see this beautiful area that could have been like a very big city. Would I go back? Definitely I would. It's such a beautiful park. I want to go back and do some backcountry hiking and all that. It is such a beautiful park that it makes you want to return back. It's a very popular one, but one that is really, really good to visit. And I also forgot to mention, if you're going to the park, Jenny Lake is always one of those spots that you want to go to. They have a ferry that goes across it if you don't want to hike around it, but they do offer a hiking trail that goes around it if you don't want to take the ferry. It just really depends if what you want to do. But so thank you guys for watching. This Saturday I have a part 2 to the America's National Trails video. The National Scenic Trails and a National Geologic Trail will be in that video. And next week will be Yellowstone, my park review about Yellowstone National Park, which will be featuring with Ranger Ruby, which will be, her channel will be linked in the description or in the card, or I don't know which way the card is going to be, but somewhere right here. But just stay tuned. So pretty much next Wednesday is the park review Yellowstone, and then this Saturday is the National Scenic Trails. So thank you guys for watching, and keep exploring.